this is Dr. Scott Kilbrick, the Video Foot Doc, here with another video for you on all things foot and ankle. I treat a lot of cases of foot pain, and a lot of times people come into my office with a concern for their foot pain, specifically a concern as to whether or not they have gout. Now, gout is a very popular disease. It's been known for centuries. It basically is most popular because it was known as the disease of the royalty, because it has a lot of basis in how it forms due to a rich diet. And so royalty would often develop this disease as a result of their diet. And so gout often gets blamed for all sorts of cases of foot pain. Well, the fact of the matter is that gout is a very specific condition and has a very specific set of symptoms, and the vast majority of the time is not the cause of foot pain. Let me explain to you a little bit about what gout is. Gout is basically a disease, an inflammation disease, that involves primarily joint tissue that forms because of an excess amount of a chemical called uric acid. Now, uric acid is a compound that is basically the result of digestion of certain types of foods. As this compound is created, it's essentially in a crystal form, and it gets dissolved in the bloodstream, circulates around for a little while, and then is removed by the kidneys in the urine, which is how you get rid of uric acid. Well, people who develop gout, unfortunately, are not able to remove this uric acid as efficiently as other people, and even a smaller percentage of people actually make too much uric acid. So what happens is this uric acid stays dissolved in the bloodstream and then begins to build up. And unfortunately, it reaches a point where it can no longer stay dissolved in the bloodstream. It passes its saturation point and it has to turn back into a crystal again. Well, these crystals will typically become, or typically will form in areas where the temperature is a little lower, and often will form in joints. The most common area that gout develops in is in the big toe joint, when you're talking about the lower leg, although it can also develop in some of the smaller toes as well as in the ankle, and can develop in other joints as well as the earlobes too. Now, what happens during the gout process is these crystals kind of come out of the bloodstream and are basically deposited into essentially the joint tissue. And this irritating source of inflammation basically creates a situation in which the body does not like the crystals there. It's sort of like a foreign body almost, as if something is in there that shouldn't be, and the body develops this inflammation as a result of that. Now, gout symptoms are very, very painful, and oftentimes the joint will become very red, very warm, and even the simple touch of the joint, such as from a bed sheet, will create a lot of pain. Now, the vast majority of cases of foot pain, one doesn't have this level of inflammation and doesn't have this severity of pain. Not all cases in which there is a red, hot, and swollen joint, though, are gout. There are other conditions which are similar to gout, which can cause some of these symptoms. And there are also things such as infection, especially in diabetics, which are much more dangerous than gout. Gout in and of itself does eventually go away as the inflammation process passes, but due to the severity of the pain, most of the time it's treated to help ease through this and accelerate the reduction of the inflammation so that the joint returns to a normal state. But once again, gout is a very specific condition that has a very specific set of symptoms, which include usually a very red, hot, or swollen joint that is very, very tender to the touch. And this typically is not the case with most types of foot pain, and so gout typically is not the cause of most cases of foot pain. However, if you do have a joint, particularly the big toe joint or within the toes, that are very red, very swollen, very warm, there's a good likelihood that it could be gout. However, there are other things, as I said, that can cause this, and it's best, certainly in the case of someone who's concerned for an infection, to get the joints checked out to make sure that the proper diagnosis is made and the proper treatment is made. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please look for more videos on all things foot and ankle on this site as well as others, or you may check out my website at www.inpodiatrygroup.com. Thank you.